Let's go for the selfie mode. This is the selfie mode. It's pretty smooth, right? It's okay. GoPro Hero 4 on the stick. The audio is much better. The gimbal is on. Selfie mode, 3 clicks. First, don't. When you don't need a gimbal, if you don't really use your camera, your sports camera very often, or your iPhone or any other smartphone as your camera less than once a week, you really have to learn how to use gimbal. It's very easy, but good gimbal will have different options of axis movement, and it can follow you. It can make some panoramic videos or time-lapse videos, beautiful ones. But if you don't really use it often, you don't need to spend that money. This gimbal isn't really expensive. It's about $160–$170 or so, but don't buy it if you're not gonna use it at least once a week, I would say. The second don't for a gimbal is recording fast-moving objects. Example, me on the bike doing some cornering and my cameraman is trying to follow me with the camera. We want the camera to move along with me, but also we want to keep me in the vision of the camera as long as possible. Gimbal isn't very good solution for that, for 2 reasons. Number one, gimbal usually will not have the ability to move that fast, that smoothly. You can set the how those little motors should be operated, like fast or slow, super slow, but still fast moving objects not very good. That's one thing. And another thing is also when you want to record something just like this, it's moving, then our movement of our arms is really pretty smooth. Then if you wanted to do it very slowly, that would be a different thing. That would be some shaky movement, but such a thing on a simple stick would be enough. So let's say you want to record bikes, riders on the enduro race, or let's say you want to record some moving cars like racing cars from close distance, just use a stick. And don't. Number 3 for a gimbal is for every beginner YouTuber or social media influencer. If you want to have more followers, you want to have more views, you want to have people actually watching your content, the technology is not the thing that will really help you. You can buy super expensive drone and have 35 views, even in some nice place. You can have super smooth footage. You can have a gimbal like this doing some crazy stuff. You can learn how to use it. Unless you have something interesting to say, and unless you are really hardworking influencer, you're not gonna have the following and the views. So that would be the third don't for a gimbal or the tech. Just for the views, don't do it. When do I recommend using gimbal? Number 1, we're gonna change the audio from the camera to the GoPro 6. Number 1 is walking. That's when gimbal really works well, because when we walk and we want to say something to the camera, we tend to forget about our movement, body movement. We start to move naturally, forgetting that I'm carrying the camera right here, and so the footage will be unstable. And if you don't have very high bit rate and maybe at least 60 frames per second, it won't be nice for watching. So walking is great. If you want to record your hiking, if you say go to the town when there is some meeting with a rock star and you need to just run with the people, with the crowd, to meet the rock star and say something to your followers. Hey, here she is, here he is, she's awesome, he's awesome, and so, and you want to show something above you and just behind you, and so gimbal is great. So for walking, gimbal is very good. The second oh, oh my gosh, the second situation where I really recommend using gimbal is, which might really sound counterintuitive, filming, recording some static, non-moving objects. Why is it so? Just remember when you watched last movie about some house builders, and the camera crew is trying to show you the object, the house, or the interior of the bedroom or so. You will see that they have low bitrate and low frame per second, but you will see that the footage isn't very clean and very smooth. If you have higher bitrate, 60 frames per second plus a gimbal, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do it beautifully, because when we try to do something slowly, like I'm scanning the new bike for 2019, you are at car show and you're trying to show new Toyota, I don't know, anything, Corolla or anything. You're scanning the car. Maybe you're going to scan the interior, and the movement will be super smooth with the gimbal. In a second, I'm going to show you just examples of gimbal versus non-gimbal and two different cameras, GoPro 6 and GoPro Hero 4. But static places, objects are very good for gimbals. Like, let's say you're somewhere in the forest and you are exploring something, and you say, oh yeah, we found some very old tree. That's what we found. We think it's got a couple of thousand of years, and then you scan the object slowly. It will look very nice. You can also let's say you can stabilize one axis. You can see now the camera is moving up and down with me. You can stabilize the camera so that it won't move like this, and it looks very nice. So both for walking and for recording non-moving objects, these are the do's for the gimbal. And the third yes is obvious, it's for all the professional usage. Let's say you're going to be all day in somewhere, doesn't have to be forest. I'm a mountain biker, so I'm usually filming bikes and me riding, but you are just anywhere filming for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 hours. Gimbal will be super helpful. This is the gimbal I got for free from Feiyutech. This is the G6 model. So this one I got for free. I'm testing it, and the features it's got that are helping us is huge battery. Here inside we've got 5000 milliamps battery, which means I can go for hours of recording. The camera would die, but then I can use little cable, and I can use this port for charging the camera. So both the camera and the motors of the gimbal will get the juice from the battery, which is built in the gimbal. That's very helpful. Another thing is that you can connect the gimbal to your camera, and you can record using buttons on the camera. You can change the modes using button on the gimbal of the camera. That's very helpful, because you don't have to search for that shutter, and you're not gonna change any settings of your camera. It's already there. You're just hiking somewhere and okay, this is a really nice spot, boom, recording, boom, changing the mode and doing pictures. That's great. This is professional use. It's like half professional and professional use. If you are making money out of your videos, gimbal is for you. If you're not making money out of your videos, but you want to do something really memorable and you have a plan for that, the gimbal will be of a huge help, because you will put that gimbal into your plan. So this is very good. This is number 3. And finally, I'm going to show you comparison between gimbal with Hero 6, gimbal with Hero 4, and then Hero 6 and Hero 4 with no gimbal. GoPro Hero 6 on the gimbal. You've seen some footage already. Let's go for the selfie mode. This is the selfie mode. There are two ways of mounting the GoPro on the gimbal. In this setting, one of the microphones is hidden behind the frame of the gimbal. So the audio will not be very good, and the GoPro Hero 6 doesn't have very good audio because it's waterproof. So it doesn't have additional external case. It's in the waterproof case. That's why the audio is not great. So this is how it looks like when I'm just walking around with it, and it works pretty well. But for a professional use, we are rather using GoPro Hero 4 on a gimbal if we want to have nice audio. So let's put GoPro Hero 6 on the stick first. And I have to say, I'm sorry, I forgot to take the frame for the GoPro Hero 6, so I'm just carrying it in my hand. That's it. It's pretty smooth, right? It's okay. When I want you to focus on me, when I'm telling you the story, you will look at me, but when I want to show you something, it will be okay for you to see the object, and it's fine. It's not as smooth, but it's fine. The biggest problem here is the audio, because you will see the difference now between the GoPro Hero 6 and GoPro Hero 4. GoPro Hero 4 on the stick, the audio is much better. I mean, it's okay to use it like I'm using it right now. It's just fine. You will see me, it's okay. But let's imagine I'm out there on the trails or even here in the forest. You're not going to see what's behind me very well, because small movement of my arm is still okay on my face, which is 50 centimeters away from the lens. But what's really behind of me, let's say some mountains there, any beautiful places I would want to show you, maybe waterfall like 500 meters away, you're not gonna see it. It will be shaky, it will be moving, and even higher bitrate, higher frames per second won't help that much, but the audio is very good. But now let's see the GoPro Hero 4 on the gimbal. By the way, can you hear the birds? The audio on GoPro Hero 4, very good. All right, we have Hero 4 on the gimbal. Let's switch it on. The gimbal is on. Selfie mode, 3 clicks. Cool, this is cool. I can walk now, I can talk to you. You will see clearly what's behind me. Over there, down there. It's cool. I can also run. So maybe you're running a marathon and somebody will hand you the gimbal. You can run for 200 meters and have beautiful footage of that. So that's it. The audio is great. This is my choice. Additional advantage of GoPro Hero 4 on the gimbal is also that it doesn't have the frame, because it's like naked Hero on a gimbal, which means even better sound. I'm loving this. So this would be my favorite setup. Hero 4, which has no stabilization, additional little cable which we had to make for ourselves, because this is micro USB to mini USB. Hero 4 uses mini USB, and then I can do like almost whole day of taking footage. Lovely thing. Here is the comparison. If I had my GoPro Hero 4 on the stick, you see the frame, and this is the frame, the most open frame, the best for audio. So it's not that closed case, which can have either waterproof or non-waterproof rear door. But this is completely naked. Mic is here, down there, and that's best for audio. Here you have it, 3 to 3. 3 don'ts, 3 do's. It's wonderful to see all those ads on the top of the mountains, beautiful time lapse, and so the question is, are you gonna be doing those time lapses? Are you gonna be getting to those tops of the mountains, beautiful places? It doesn't have to be top of the mountain, but some place where gimbal will really do the job, and you will see the difference between having gimbal and not having gimbal. So for the pros, for sure for advanced YouTubers, for sure. Facebook video makers, social media workers, great thing. But just for you to know that those $170 can be well spent, but maybe not for everyone.